Do you ever feel like the weight of life's responsibilities has held you back from truly enjoying the later stages of your life? Imagine waking up each day not burdened by the past, not overwhelmed by unnecessary responsibilities, and not bound by toxic relationships. Instead, picture a life filled with joy, peace, and true freedom, a life where every moment feels precious, meaningful, and fulfilling. In today's video, we're diving deep into 5 powerful areas that can completely transform your life as you age. Whether you're looking to let go of the past, embrace change, reduce stress, or find deeper connections, this video has something for you. We're not just talking about aging gracefully by accepting wrinkles and gray hair. We're talking about aging with purpose, clarity, and joy. Stick around till the end, as we'll share practical strategies that you can start implementing right away to make your golden years truly golden. These are not just words, these are actionable steps that will help you let go of what no longer serves you so you can focus on what really matters in this beautiful stage of life. And before we dive in, make sure you're subscribed and have activated the notification bell so you never miss out on life-changing insights like these. Don't forget to like and share this video and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now, let's begin this journey toward a richer, more meaningful life. 1. Letting go of negative relationships. Social interaction is at the heart of our human experience, shaping us from childhood all the way into our later years. We build friendships, nurture family ties, and create a network of connections that define who we are. But as time passes, some relationships can turn sour, becoming more of a burden than a blessing. It's often painful to admit that someone we once valued may now be draining our energy or even causing harm. In old age, when our days become even more precious, it's crucial to pause and assess the quality of our relationships. Are the people around us uplifting and supportive, or do they bring negativity and criticism? Toxic relationships aren't always easy to spot, but they usually manifest in the form of constant conflict, emotional depletion, and a general feeling of unease after interactions. It's common to stay in such relationships out of duty, habit, or fear of being alone. But this is exactly the stage in life where we need to prioritize our peace of mind. It's okay to let go of those who only bring negativity. In fact, it's necessary for our well-being. Whether it's a critical friend, a pessimistic family member, or an acquaintance who constantly stirs up drama, stepping back from these toxic dynamics is an act of self-love. Think about it. Negative relationships don't just affect our mental state, they also have a physical impact. Studies show that prolonged exposure to stress can lead to anxiety, high blood pressure, and a weakened immune system. In old age, when physical health is already a focus, the last thing you need is additional stress from unhealthy relationships. This isn't about abandoning people you care about. It's about setting boundaries that protect your inner peace. It's about surrounding yourself with those who bring light into your life, who cheer for your successes, and who genuinely care about your happiness. The right people will make your life richer and more meaningful, while the wrong ones will only make you feel smaller and more exhausted. So, here's your first actionable step. Take an honest look at the people in your life. Start by listing those who bring joy and positivity and those who leave you feeling drained. It's not an easy process, but it's one that will make a world of difference in how you experience your later years. Let go of what no longer serves you and embrace those who truly make your journey more beautiful. 2. Letting go of grudges and resentments. Carrying the weight of past grievances is like dragging a heavy anchor, an anchor that keeps you tethered to the pain of yesterday, making it impossible to move forward freely. But holding on to grudges can be surprisingly common, especially as we look back on a lifetime of relationships and experiences that didn't turn out as we'd hoped. We often replay past hurts in our minds, trying to make sense of what went wrong or wishing things had turned out differently. But here's the hard truth. Holding on to resentment doesn't change the past. It only steals from your present. You might feel justified in your anger and your pain is valid, but what we often fail to realize is that the longer we hold on to grudges, the more damage we do to ourselves. The bitterness that comes from replaying old wounds can seep into every corner of your life, affecting your mood, outlook, and even your physical health. Think about it. How many sleepless nights have you spent revisiting the same argument? How often have you felt your mood sour because of memories that still sting? Clinging to grudges is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. In reality, the only person truly affected is you. Resentment is also not just an emotional burden, it has very real physical consequences. Studies have shown that unresolved anger and bitterness can lead to chronic stress, hypertension, anxiety, insomnia, and even heart disease. The body, just like the mind, becomes trapped in the cycle of negativity when you hold on to old hurts. But here's the good news. You have the power to let go. And letting go doesn't mean that you're excusing the person who hurt you. It doesn't mean that you're erasing the pain of what happened. Instead, it's about freeing yourself from the hold that these past grievances have on your heart and mind. It's about choosing peace over bitterness, healing over harm, and self-care over resentment. Forgiveness is not just an act of kindness towards others, it's an act of profound self-love. By letting go of grudges, you're allowing yourself to move forward without the weight of past hurts dragging you down. Imagine waking up each day without the burden of bitterness, without replaying old arguments in your head, and without allowing past pain to define your present happiness. So, how do you start letting go? Begin by acknowledging the pain and allowing yourself to grieve it, but set a clear intention to move forward. Practice mindfulness techniques, such as meditation or journaling, to help release pent-up emotions. Seek professional guidance if needed, as therapy can be a powerful tool in the process of forgiveness and healing. Ultimately, letting go of grudges is not about forgetting the past. It's about reclaiming your present. It's about giving yourself the gift of peace, something that becomes increasingly precious as we age. Remember, you deserve to wake up each morning feeling light, happy and free from the shadows of yesterday. Choose forgiveness, choose freedom, and most importantly, choose to live fully in the here and now. 3. Overcoming the fear of change. Fear of change is one of the most common and universal feelings, especially as we age. When we're younger, change often comes as a natural part of life. New schools, new jobs, new relationships. It's exciting and filled with the promise of new possibilities. But as the years pass, we begin to build routines and comfort zones that make us feel safe and secure. These routines become a fortress that shields us from the unknown. However, what we often don't realize is that this fortress can also confine us, keeping us from truly experiencing life's many opportunities. While it's natural to be cautious, avoiding change altogether can lead to stagnation, both mentally and emotionally. Old age is not a time to stop exploring the world. It's a chance to rediscover it with a fresh perspective. Let's be real. Change can be intimidating. Stepping into the unknown can feel overwhelming, especially when you've spent years crafting a life that feels familiar. But here's the thing, growth never stops, no matter how old you are. There's so much more to see, learn, and experience if you're willing to embrace change rather than fear it. Imagine how fulfilling it could be to learn a new skill or language that you never had time for before. Picture yourself traveling to a place you've always wanted to visit, making new friends who share your current interests, or simply trying out a new hobby that sparks joy in your heart. Even smaller changes like adjusting your diet, taking a different walking route, or adopting a new routine can make your life more vibrant and fulfilling. The key to overcoming the fear of change is to shift your mindset. Instead of focusing on the uncertainty that change brings, focus on the excitement of new experiences and the possibilities for growth. Think back to times in your life when change brought unexpected joy, a career shift that led to better opportunities, a new friendship that enriched your life, or a move that turned out to be the best decision you ever made. Those experiences came from stepping into the unknown with courage, and the same courage can still lead you to new adventures, regardless of age. What's often overlooked is that embracing change can also have a positive impact on your mental and physical health. Learning new things and stepping out of your comfort zone keeps your mind sharp and your spirit engaged. It reduces the risk of mental decline and keeps you connected to the world around you. So, how do you start embracing change? Start small. Choose one new activity or habit that you've been curious about and commit to trying it for a week or two. Whether it's a new type of exercise, a different genre of books, or attending a local community event, allow yourself to be open to the experience. It's okay to feel a little uncomfortable at first. That's just a sign that you're growing. Remember, old age doesn't mean you have to stop growing. In fact, it's a time when growth can be more meaningful because you're choosing to do it consciously. By letting go of the fear of change, you open yourself up to a life filled with new discoveries, new friendships, and new joys that you might have never imagined before. The best stories of your life may still be unwritten. There's no rule that says the greatest adventures have already passed. Embrace change as a friend, not a foe, and step into each new day with curiosity. You might just find that the best is truly yet to come. 4. Reducing excessive responsibilities. Throughout our lives, many of us have worn the badge of responsibility with pride. We've been the providers, the caregivers, the ones who make sure everything runs smoothly for our families, friends, and workplaces. It's an integral part of who we are, often defining our sense of purpose and self-worth. But as we enter our later years, it's crucial to ask a fundamental question. Are all these responsibilities still truly ours to carry? As time goes on, the constant demand to be the reliable one can become overwhelming, especially when it prevents you from enjoying the peace and freedom you've rightfully earned. It's a special kind of stress that comes from always being the go-to person, the one who can never say no. But this stage of life is about shifting priorities. It's about recognizing that you don't have to be everything for everyone anymore. You've given so much of yourself to others, and now it's time to give yourself the gift of rest. For many older adults, the hardest part is letting go of the belief that they must continue to bear the same level of responsibility they've always shouldered. It feels ingrained, almost like second nature. You may think, if I don't do it, who will? But here's the truth. Letting others step up isn't a sign of failure. It's an act of wisdom. It's an acknowledgement that you've done your part and that it's okay to prioritize your own well-being now. Think about what excessive responsibilities do to your body and mind. They lead to burnout, anxiety, physical exhaustion, and even depression. Saying yes to every task or obligation means saying no to opportunities for relaxation, hobbies, travel, or simply enjoying a quiet cup of tea in the morning without a lengthy to-do list. This kind of relentless pressure can prevent you from fully experiencing the joy and tranquility that should define your golden years. Now is the perfect time to set boundaries, delegate tasks, and allow others to help. Maybe it's time for a family member to take over the holiday planning, or for a friend to organize the next community event. Or perhaps it's as simple as hiring someone to help with household chores that have become physically taxing. Allowing others to take some of the load doesn't diminish your importance or capabilities. It simply creates space for you to focus on what truly brings you happiness. Consider the possibilities that come with a lighter load. Imagine having more time to engage in the activities that bring you joy, whether that's traveling to a place you've always wanted to see, revisiting your favorite destinations, indulging in a long-neglected hobby, or simply spending quality time with loved ones. Freeing yourself from the constant pull of obligations gives you the chance to experience life more deeply. Letting go of responsibilities is not an act of abandoning others. It's an act of reclaiming your life. You've been the pillar of strength, the unwavering support for those around you. But now, it's time to be your own support. It's time to nurture yourself, to listen to your needs, and to take the rest you've earned. The household will continue to run, your family will continue to thrive, and life will go on just fine, even if you take a step back. So, how can you start reducing your responsibilities? Begin by making a list of tasks you currently handle. Categorize them into things you must do, things you could delegate, and things that really don't need to be done at all. Have open conversations with your family or close friends about how they can contribute. Embrace the idea of saying no more often, not out of neglect, but out of self-care. You deserve peace, leisure, and moments of joy that are free from the pressure of constant responsibility. Remember, you have spent a lifetime giving to others. It's now time to give back to yourself. Allow yourself the space to simply be, and you'll find that the days become lighter, more joyful, and filled with moments of quiet bliss. You've carried the load long enough. Now it's time to let it go, one responsibility at a time. 5. Balancing sexual desires and emotional needs. Sexuality is an intrinsic part of human life, and it doesn't simply vanish with age. The desire for intimacy and connection is natural, and physical pleasure can certainly enhance your quality of life. But as we grow older, it's important to ensure that our approach to sexuality remains balanced, meaningful, and fulfilling. What once may have been a source of excitement or even escapism can sometimes become complicated in later years. One of the challenges that older adults may face is the risk of becoming overly reliant on sexual gratification as a means of coping with unmet emotional needs. While sex and masturbation can offer immediate physical satisfaction, they might not fulfill deeper emotional voids. It's not uncommon for older adults to feel pressured to maintain a certain level of sexual activity to prove vitality, or to rely on these acts to fill feelings of loneliness or anxiety. However, an unhealthy dependence on sex can create a cycle of frustration and emotional isolation. It's possible to find oneself constantly seeking physical intimacy, yet feeling unfulfilled afterward. This is because sexual desire, while important, is only one part of a larger, more complex emotional landscape. When physical gratification becomes the primary focus, it can overshadow the deeper, more enduring forms of connection that truly nourish the soul. What many people truly seek in their later years is not just physical intimacy, but genuine emotional closeness, affection, and companionship. While sex can be a beautiful expression of love, it's not a substitute for the warmth of a loving relationship, meaningful conversations, or the simple pleasure of sharing quiet moments with someone who truly understands you. As we age, it's important to redefine intimacy in broader terms, seeing it not just as physical touch, but as emotional bonding that grows richer over time. So, how do you bring balance to your sexual and emotional life? It starts by recognizing when physical desire is being used as a coping mechanism for emotional emptiness. If you notice that you're frequently seeking sexual gratification as a distraction from loneliness, anxiety, or other emotions, it's time to explore other sources of fulfillment. This doesn't mean denying or repressing your sexuality. Rather, it's about integrating it into a more holistic approach to well-being. One of the most rewarding aspects of later life is the opportunity to experience intimacy in new, deeper ways. The hurried, performance-driven aspects of sexuality that may have dominated younger years can give way to a more meaningful focus on affection, conversation, and companionship. You might find that holding hands, sharing a meaningful conversation, or simply sitting together in silence brings a sense of closeness that transcends the temporary pleasure of physical intimacy. Take time to nurture emotional intimacy by engaging in activities that foster genuine connections. This could be as simple as having heartfelt conversations, exploring shared interests, or enjoying new experiences together. These moments create lasting bonds that enhance your overall well-being and bring a sense of fulfillment that goes beyond the physical. Maintaining a healthy balance in your sexual life doesn't mean letting go of desire. It means embracing it in a way that complements, rather than replaces, the deeper emotional connections that enrich your life. Healthy sexuality in older age is about being mindful of your needs, being open to new ways of experiencing closeness, and understanding that intimacy is as much about emotional bonding as it is about physical pleasure. So how do you approach this balance practically? Start by being honest with yourself about your emotional needs. Reflect on whether your desires are serving as a temporary fix or part of a more fulfilling relationship. Be open to communicating these needs with your partner, if you have one, and explore other forms of affection that bring you joy. In the end, the goal is not to deny your sexual desires, but to create harmony between your physical and emotional needs. True fulfillment comes from nurturing relationships that provide lasting peace, love, and contentment. By focusing on the quality of your connections and finding new ways to experience intimacy, you'll discover a deeper sense of satisfaction that endures. Old age offers a chance to redefine intimacy and connection in ways that bring lasting joy. It's not about chasing fleeting pleasures, but about creating lasting memories, meaningful relationships, and genuine warmth. Remember, the greatest source of happiness often lies in human connection, the kind that doesn't fade with time, but grows richer as the years go by.